Hey guys, what's up? Spastic Gamer, aka Conception here. Today I'm going to be reviewing a free-to-play game that came out in 2007 known as Warrock. I seen that Warrock received the Chapter 3 update, and more out of curiosity than personal enjoyment, I decided to install the game again and see what they changed, if at all. I'm going to start off right now with the presentation. Warrock's graphics are abysmal for modern day games, even free ones. The textures, if you can see there, just look horribly underdone and blurry as all hell. There's very limited shadows and shading effects, and they look very bland, because everything just seems to like blend together in this type of just flat type of battle surface. As you can see, there really is no differences in the not really the textures, but everything just seems to be like one flat surface, so there's really no difference, and you can't really differentiate textures from one another very well, and that is pretty bad. Shadows and lighting are no better here. Because of the limited textures, you really can't have very good shadows, and the light source in this game really does nothing at all. So even if you left them off, you wouldn't even notice any difference. And keep in mind, this game is this is high settings. Okay, so I don't know what low looks like, but if this is high, I can only imagine how badly low is going to look like. Even the animations in this game are pretty generic at best, and they kind of look underdone as well. So the graphics in this game are they're substandard even for a free game. The sound in this game is a mixed bag, offering decent sound effects for weapons and vehicles. However, when you shoot enemies, they make this annoying grunting noise, and it's quite annoying actually. I almost wanted to turn it off after a couple maps because that's how bad it was. Now we go on to the gameplay, and the gameplay is what really defines any shooter. I mean, you can have the best graphics looking shooter, or you can have the shooter with the worst graphics, and if it has decent gameplay, it doesn't matter. However, Warrock's gameplay is just as bad, if not worse, than its graphics. First of all, there are three main modes of play. There is Close Quarters, which is basically search and destroy type, Counter-Strike type thing in a nutshell. There's Urban Ops, which is kind of a smaller version of Battlefield 2, and then there was Battle Group, which is basically Battlefield 2. So there's really not much originality going on in here. Apart from that, the gameplay is like a standard first-person shooter, you know, except there's one horrible problem with this game, and that is the weapon imbalance. The imbalance between the weapons is just so bad that I couldn't even play this game for more than a few minutes, because there are premium players, and these premium players pay, you know, a premium subscription, then they get premium items. Now, what's contained in these premium items are, you know, weapons that are very low recoil, very high power, very high fire rate. Let alone that premium members get 2 extra weapon slots so that they can equip 3 primaries as opposed to the 1. That is not good if you're trying to make a balanced shooter right off the bat. And the fact is that these premium items, you know, they cost real money, and it's not cheap. So I don't know why anyone would want to pay for this game, but that's besides the point. The fact is that you shouldn't base your game on microtransactions. Basically trying to encourage everyone to buy the premium stuff, because if they don't, they're going to get their ass raped on the battlefield. That is disappointing. Microtransactions are good, let's say if you're trying to get clothing or other styles, but to having them actual weapons, it doesn't really work very well. Networking in this game. The game's networking isn't all that bad. I didn't really disconnect too many times, but then again, I only played a couple of matches, just long enough to get this review in, actually. Last I checked, the networking was better in Chapter 2 even. So It's better, but obviously it's still nothing like having, you know, a dedicated server in an actual game such as Counter-Strike or anything. Where am I going now? Oh yeah, the community in this game. The community in Warrock is probably one of the worst communities I have ever been, you know, forced to play. Top 5 words in the chat box are hacker, lagger, fuck you, spammer, noob, you know, you name it. Basically every derogatory term on the internet is basically all that spams the chat box. And this is when someone, you know, isn't in your game with a hack that they can just point the RPG at the ground and kill everyone on the other team. That is a problem as well. So they really need to get their shit fixed with the hacking issue. And the hacking has plagued the game since the beginning, but it just never stopped. And you think with them making so much money off the microtransactions, they'd be able to get a good anti-hack, but I guess not. As you can see, I'm failing pretty epically at this game. Because even with a high-end computer, or even a, not really a mediocre game here, mine's more of a, modest game that plays all the games on high settings at about 40-50 FPS. So. Yeah, it plays the games. It's not 100 FPS monster, but it still plays all the games. But even this game, as old as and as bad as it looks, is just horribly optimized. I mean, I was maxing out at like 42 FPS, and let alone when I'm trying to record this Fraps video here, I'm getting like 22, and that just isn't acceptable in my opinion. Anyway, the vehicles in this game are horribly overpowered as well, if I haven't already said that. My honest opinion on Warrock is it's a failed experiment. They tried to combine Battlefield and Counter-Strike, and they failed horribly at it. There's too many hackers. The graphics look horrible for even a modern-day game. And, it's just not very fun. It lacks a lot of the fun elements that make the other games, you know, really worthwhile and worth playing. So, overall, I recommend you stay away from this one. I give Warrock a 3 out of 10. So, thanks for watching.